Dating people that have had bad pasts. Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about dating people who have had bad pasts. The thing is about dating someone with a bad past is often there comes this desire, and this is a desire that I had as well. Like I had this kind of feeling towards the girls that I had crushes on, especially those girls I had crushes on who did have bad pasts. So there's like this desire, this idealistic notion that you can save them and you can fix them and you can show them what love really means and you can show them a good time and you can make their life better. You can take them out of that bad past. You can show them how life is supposed to be, and that's kind of like what a lot of people feel when they date someone or get a crush on someone who has had a bad past. There's kind of like this idealistic kind of like a hopeless romantic kind of idealization that you can fix them and you can change them and you can make their life better, which is obviously coming from the right place. That's a really lovely thing to do and to want to do for someone. So if you're someone like that, then who has thought about those kinds of things and you've dated people that have had bad pasts, then your heart is definitely in the right place. However, the only person that can fix them is themselves. Like, you cannot change that person who has had a bad past. They have to be the ones that come to that conclusion by themselves. They have to be the one that goes on their journey of healing. No amount of you loving them, unfortunately, is going to fix them. No amount of you showing them a good time is going to fix them. So there's like a really good song that illustrates this kind of mentality, this mentality of trying to want to fix that person who's had a bad past and show them a better life. And that is the song Let Me Love You Until You Learn to Love Yourself by Neo. And I'm just going to read you a few of those lyrics to kind of show you what this kind of idealization of love actually looks like. So an example of a quote from a lyric from this song is, "How can you understand something that you've never had? Baby, if you let me, I can help you out with all of that. Let me love you and I will love you until you learn to love yourself." And it also says, "Let me love you and all of your trouble, don't be afraid. Girl, let me help." So that's the kind of mentality of a person who wants to fix someone. They think that they can help them, that they can be that knight in shining armor that's going to save that girl or guy and make their life better and brand new, and they're going to be really happy and they're going to live happily ever after. But like I've already kind of touched on, the truth is that they must be the one to fix themselves. They have to be the one that heals themselves from that bad past. They have to heal on their own. If you're enjoying the video so far, then please leave a like on it and please do subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if there's anything you would like me to discuss in a future video, then please leave it down in the comments, or if you have any tips and advice yourself. Thank you so much. And this leads me into the next sad reality, and that is that most people don't actually want to heal themselves. Most people don't even know how to heal themselves. A lot of people don't even realize that they need to go through some healing. A lot of people, because they've grown up in a certain kind of environment, believe that this is how relationships are supposed to be. And, that's just their worldview. And everybody has different kinds of worldviews. So, this person who you are trying to fix, who you've been in a relationship perhaps, who has had a bad past, that might be all they know. They don't even realize that they need to heal. They don't even realize that they need to go on a journey to heal themselves. And even if you tell them, look, you're looking at the world the wrong way, you need to heal, you need to fix yourself, you need to go to therapy, you need to go and do this, that, and the other to get better, to have a more healthy outlook on life and in relationships. Even if you tell them that, there's still no guarantee that they're actually going to do it. Okay? It's like the old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. You can't make this person heal themselves either. They have to come to that conclusion all by themselves. They have to realize that they need to heal, and they also need to go on that journey themselves. You can't do it for them. So it's better for you then to date people, to be in a relationship with someone who has either never had any bad experiences that has caused them to be someone who is toxic in a relationship, so someone who doesn't need to heal, or you need to find someone who perhaps has had a bad past but has already healed from that past. It's best to just let those people be, because obviously you want to be in a healthy and happy relationship. You want to be in a healthy relationship, and unfortunately you can't be in a healthy relationship with someone who has had a bad past and is unwilling to get over it themselves. No amount of you loving them, no amount of you trying to fix their problems, no amount of advice you give them on the things you think that they should do, it's all up to them. It's all up to them. And that's the sad reality of people that you date that may have bad past, people that you have crushes on that may have bad past, people that you start liking who you feel like, they shouldn't be with their spouse, or they shouldn't be with their boyfriend or girlfriend because their boyfriend or girlfriend treats them badly. You can't fix that person. You cannot save that person. And no amount of you loving them ever will. They have to be the one to save themselves. You have to be your own hero. So then how do you know if you are with someone who has had a bad past? So one of the ways that you can tell is if they don't communicate with you very well, if they are very passive aggressive, if they give you the silent treatment, if they don't basically tell you how they feel. So no matter what you say to them, they just will never tell you how they feel. If they have like a really weird outlook on relationships and love, like they might have these big ultimatums like all women are bad, or all men are bad, or stuff like that, and you can never trust women, or you can never trust men, or something like that. These are the kinds of things that they might say because they have a really toxic outlook on love and relationships. Also, if they do things like they're unfaithful, and they just say to you like things like, well, my parents weren't faithful on each other and I turned out fine, and things like that. Usually if they don't have good relationships with their parents, that's also a bit of a red flag that shows that you could be dealing with someone who has had a bad past. And also you'll notice that things can be really, really passionate and intense. And then the next moment there's lots of tears, there's lots of arguing. And basically it does really feel like you're on some kind of roller coaster ride where everything feels really, really great. And then like the lows are just so low and you just feel horrible about yourself, and they're upset and you're upset, and it's just terrible. And basically if you're having that kind of experience, if that kind of stuff is happening to you, that's how you know that you're dating someone who has had a bad past. And if you sometimes you can feel really good around them, like you might feel like on top of the world, and then other times you feel belittled, you feel bad about yourself, you feel guilty, you basically just feel really, really horrible about yourself. And obviously sometimes these kinds of things do crop up in relationships. Sometimes there can be really big highs and really low lows. But if you find like each day or like at least each week just feels like a roller coaster of emotions, you're probably dealing with someone who has had a bad past. Because obviously things in life do come up. Sometimes there are bad experiences. Sometimes you do have an argument with your spouse. Like not all relationships are easy and effortless. But if you're with someone who's had a bad past, basically you'll find that you are arguing so much more than a regular couple. You'll find that these roller coaster emotions just keep on happening, and there's so much drama. And that's basically how you realize and how you know if you're with someone who's had a bad past, or at least you're with someone who has a very toxic view on relationships and how relationships are supposed to be. So what is the draw then of people with bad past? Because those kinds of relationships, having a relationship with someone with a bad past, can seem very attractive. And the reason why that is because if they've had a bad past, they probably have bad communication skills, they probably have a very toxic view on relationships and dating and love. And these relationships can be intensely passionate, amazingly passionate, but also very negative, sad, destructive, argumentative, passive-aggressive. So even though they're exciting because of the roller coaster of emotions that you go on when you're with someone like that, ultimately it's going to lead to misery, especially if you're someone that hasn't had that much of a bad past, especially if you're someone who kind of has a more healthy view and a more healthy outlook on relationships. So even though the passion is red hot, unfortunately, being with someone like that isn't going to lead to a healthy relationship. So if you're wondering then, how can I find the right partner then? How can I attract someone who isn't like this? How can I attract someone who is healthy, who I do align with really well? So I highly recommend then, if you're wondering about that kind of thing, to check out this video on how to attract the right partner. We obviously want you to be in a relationship that's healthy. We want you to be in a relationship that is sustainable. We want you to be in a relationship that where your needs are met and you feel safe and secure. Because when you're in a relationship with someone who has had a bad past, you don't feel very secure. You don't feel basically you just don't know when the next outburst is going to come. So you want to find someone who isn't like that. You want to find someone who has either healed and got over their bad experiences, or they have had a healthy upbringing and they're just naturally already healthy and have a healthy mindset and have a healthy outlook, especially on relationships and love. And the reason why you want to settle for someone like that is because, especially if you want someone long term, if you want to get married one day, if you want to have children, obviously you need to have someone who is healthy, someone who is healthily mentally to have those experiences with. Because otherwise, if they don't get over their bad experiences, then that's just going to perpetuate onto your children, and they're going to pick up on those bad habits, those bad communication skills, because they have one parent that just simply isn't healthy mentally. So you need to find someone then who is healthy mentally, who has got over those past experiences or never had those experiences and never had a bad past. Those are my thoughts on when you are dating someone who has had a bad past. Unfortunately, it's a sad kind of situation because most of the time these people can't help that they've had a bad past. These are things that usually happen to them. But ultimately, you have to save yourself. These people can't rely on external factors, external people to make their life better. They have to be the one that reaches out to those therapists. They need to be the one that does the inner work to feel better about themselves and to get over that experience, whatever that bad experience was. Not you, and it's not your job to fix them. It's not your job to heal them. They have to do it themselves. So it's better to, unfortunately, avoid those people altogether and just let them be. If you would like to get in touch with me personally and you would like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye, guys.